I mean, how pretty is that light? Yay! Oh, but I think I'll have to wait with filming for a while. Okay, maybe I'll have to be hiding. Yeah. Hello my friends, I know it's been a while and I also know that I said this couple times before already, but what can I say, life just got busy and my booktube and my readings and all the books had to go on a side for a while, but I'm so happy to be seeing you face to face because I apologize in advance. As you can see and probably hear from my voice, I'm kinda ill. It's getting better right now, but I'm still hiding in a bed and I just jumped out, decided to film because now I have time, which is great. But yeah, it's not all perfect still, especially like my nose. So I do apologize in advance, but also that's why I'm very happy that I finally have time to, you know, kind of sit down and film video for you, because a few days ago I recorded my first video after many months, which was my reading journal, or basically like my first spread for the reading journal for 2024, and I hope you really enjoyed that video. And today what I would like to do is to speak about few books I am planning on reading this year. This is not or like as the first books of the year which I would like to read, because this is not my TBR for entire year, because I have no idea what kind of books I will discover later, but these are just a few books which I gathered and I am either currently reading them or I'm about to read them and I would like to read them in a close future, and I just thought I would introduce them to you. And I'm not doing a big announcement out of this, but if anybody would like to join, feel free to do so, and hopefully I will be much better with keeping up with this booktube and community in general. So without further ado, I'm gonna start to talk about books which I'm planning on reading, and I hope this is working and I don't look too weird in this sunny weather. But also very happy it's finally sunny because the weather has been crazy. Anyway, so the first book I'm going to be talking about, and that's the one which my sister got me for Christmas, is called Get a Life, Chloe Brown. And I actually very much enjoyed this because I'm currently reading it, so I already read this part, and I don't think I'm gonna be telling too much about this because I will keep it for my wrap-up. So this is the first book which I am about to read, and I'm currently reading it this year. And very shortly, so this is a story of a young Chloe Brown who is also suffering with chronic pain, and that kind of stops her in her life from doing things she would like to. But once she had this car accident where she almost died, she realized, okay, if I look back into my life, I don't actually feel like I accomplished as many things. So she comes up with this list of I think Get a Life list, which in which she writes down the stuff she would like to accomplish or do in her life, and literally small things like I don't know, going and get drunk or riding a motorbike, and it's very nice and easy reading. So this is my first book. Then, okay, I don't know where to sit. Okay, I'm gonna move a little bit here. Yeah, as you can see, I still have buttons of my pajamas on. Yeah, that was the secret which I did not meant to show you, but here we are. The second book which I would very much like to read is this one, and it's called Little Women, because I never read this, honestly. However, like few months ago I became addicted to the latest version of this film adaptation by Greta Gerwig, and yeah, I just love it, and I would very much love to read the original one. I don't think it needs much of an introduction because I'm sure most of you already read it, or you at least know the film adaptations. I saw a couple of other film adaptations, but they weren't my favorite. I think I really loved the one with Saoirse Ronan and like other cast from, I think it was 2019. And then I have these two stunning books which I will show you both of them together. So the first one is called The Ghost Theatre. I mean, look at the cover, and I got this couple months ago, and I started to read it, but I haven't passed, I think, even the first chapter. But it sounds very intriguing, and I'm super excited to dive into it again. And this is a book about two main characters, a girl and a boy. I think girl is called Shay, if I remember, or if I pronounce it correctly, and the boy is called Nonsuch. And this is set in Elizabethan London, and sounds very intriguing because basically they both are some sort of outcast in especially in those times. However, they come together and they create this ghost theater where they do special, you know, like tricks and magics and future reading and things like this. But then of course, because it's set in these times, they need to do it like secretly in little corners of London. However, they are discovered and then they have to face the consequences, and I believe they will fall in love somewhere on the way, and it just sounds really good and I'm super excited to read this. And then I have another book which I got for my birthday, and then the cover is, oh, I love it so much too. And this is the one I got for my birthday just last week, and it's called The Land of Lost Things by John Connolly. I haven't read anything by this author yet. I'm not sure if this is... Oh, actually this is... Oh no, this is not his debut, but I haven't read anything by him yet, and this sounds very intriguing to me too, because it gives me similar vibes like the first book I just mentioned to you. But this book tells a story of a Phoebe, who is an 8-year-old girl who lies in coma, and basically the only thing her mom can do to help her sort of is just sit next to her bed and read her stories and fairy tales. And there is also apparently there is some old house or building in the same ground as the hospital, and her mom kind of feels this calling to go into that house, and there should be something happening, kind of like the stories come into life with all the magical creatures and spells and everything. So I'm very intrigued. And also what sounds really interesting to me about this book is the fact that it feels like it's going to be more story of a mom rather than the young girl, which I'm quite intrigued, because I feel like especially when you have stories like this, usually it's, you know, like small children which experience something like this, you know, either go to magical land or something, but not really a parent. So that sounds very intriguing. So, and yeah, look at these two books. I mean, how pretty they are, right? And these are all the books right now I have physically, and I have 2 more books which I would like to tell you about. Yeah, I need to stay here. So the first one is called Little Things, which is the newest book by Fern Cotton. And I don't know if I mentioned this already. Well, I know I did, but I don't know if you noticed. But Fern Cotton, she is one of my favorite people on this planet, and she is having this podcast called Happy Place, which I have been listening to for at least past 3 years, and I absolutely love it. And every time she has a new book, I just like to read it because it's very comforting to me. But I would like to have this as audiobook because yeah, I love listening to her podcast, and I also, some of the previous books which I read from her were as audiobooks, and I very much enjoyed it. So I would like to do this now as well. And then there is another book which I would like to have and read, and that's called The Top 5 Regrets of Dying. And the author of this book, so basically she spent quite a big part of her life working in the palliative care and, you know, talking with people and spending the last, you know, like months and days of their lives. And also in this book she kind of concluded things which she's been writing to her blog post previously, and those were kind of things that people most often mentioned that they were regretting when they died. And it sounds very interesting to me, so yes. And that's it, my friends. So these are the few books which I would very much like to start my year with. Please let me know if you read already any of these books, or maybe if this book sounds interesting to you, if you're planning to read them. And honestly, just let me know how have you been in comments in those few months, because I feel like I haven't been here for ages, which is probably true. But also thank you very much for sticking here with me, and that you're still here and you're still watching. So say hi in the comments, because I would love to see how many of you are still here, and let me know how have you been. And I'm very much looking forward to hopefully spend much more time with you again this year. Bye bye!